Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to Peace and Education Coalition High School to celebrate the last day of the school year. My name is Lisette Rodriguez, and I have been the assistant principal in this program for the past 10 years. I want to thank Mayor Lightfoot for joining us here today to celebrate the last day of school, as well as CEO Martinez and other leaders from the Chicago Public Schools. PEX is an incredibly unique and special place. We work primarily with students between the ages of 16 and 21 who need a non-traditional pathway towards receiving their high school diploma. These students are often some of our city's highest need students, and we take our responsibility to support them extremely serious. We believe that these students have an immense amount of potential, and by providing them with both high-quality academic and social-emotional learning experiences, we can position them to make a positive impact in their community and in our city as a whole. It has been an extremely successful year here at PEX. Just last week, we celebrated the graduation of the class of 2022. Graduation is a huge accomplishment for our students, as it shows them that they are capable of success despite the challenges that they have to overcome. One of our graduates, Yasmine, will be taking on a paid trainee position with JLL to work towards becoming an engineer. You will hear from Yasmine in a few minutes and what that experience means to her. We are finishing up the school year feeling extremely invigorated about what we know, that we're able to help the future students and follow the footsteps of Yasmine and the entire class of 2022. Thank you again for being here, and now I'd like to turn it over to CEO Martinez.
Well, first of all, thank you, Assistant Principal Rodriguez. And students, I just want you to know, we are rooting for you. There, in our world of education, there's very few mistakes you can make where you don't get more chances. And what I love about this school is that you have a supportive environment. And I'll tell you, almost every week, almost on a regular basis, as I talk to the mayor, she always asks me, there's always a question, CEO, how are students doing, especially in schools like Peace and Education? How are they doing? Are they being supported? Do they feel that they're part of the system? Are they getting the opportunities that they need? And so I know in a school like this, Assistant Principal Rodriguez, that they are. So thank you for your leadership. And Mayor, I want to thank you for your leadership, for championing for our children. The mayor started actually this school year visiting option schools. When I came back to Chicago CPS, some of my initial visits were also option schools. It's only fitting that we're ending the year at one of our strongest option schools. Option schools for everybody are really for students that just frankly need a different path. Really a different opportunity to reach their potential. And I can't wait to hear from our amazing student about what her plans are. I also want to just recognize our team, our staff here at Peace and Education, Chief Education Officer Bogdana, Megan Harko, who oversees our college and career readiness. Of course, you'll be hearing from Jadine soon. But I just want to thank our team for finishing this year. It's been a challenging year. We've been struggling with the pandemic. We've been struggling with multiple challenges. I know our students have seen it. I'm just excited that we were able to keep you in person at our schools. I'm excited that we were able to finish the year on a positive note. This is one of my favorite times of the year where we're going to graduations. I'm seeing where students getting scholarships, either going into work opportunities, going into higher ed opportunities. And so for me, this is really the best way to finish the year on a positive note. Coming back to Chicago for me, growing up here in the inner city is really a privilege. I am blessed. I grew up on the Lower West Side by 18th Street in Morgan. A lot of challenges in that time. This was during the 70s and 80s. First in my family to graduate from high school. I know what it means when you finish high school. I know what it means to your family. I know the impact that it has on your trajectory, not just your students, but it will have for your entire family. I'm the oldest of 12, 10 of us still alive. The decisions that I made helped my family. By the way, I was just having dinner. We were celebrating some of my nieces and nephews' graduations. And one of the things we realized is that more than half of my family now have graduate degrees. And this is from parents of a second grade education. So it shows you by the way, everybody went through the Chicago Public School System. Everybody went through CPS. And so it shows you, again, the power of our system. In October, we celebrated last year a record graduation rate. I expect us to celebrate another one this fall. And just a few weeks ago, we had 460 of our students who got at least 15 college credit hours, some of them all the way up to an associate's degree. That was a record number for our district. Everybody, this is just the beginning. You're gonna see those numbers accelerate with our initiatives that we start putting in next year. And I wanna make sure you know, it doesn't end just right now. For all of our students, I want you to really have a plan for this summer. I want you to enjoy your summer. I want you to get some rest. I want our staff to also get some rest. But I want you to know there are so many opportunities. In our district alone, we will have opportunities for almost 100,000 students just in our own schools ourselves. In addition to that, the city, through the mayor's leadership, has, and if you haven't downloaded, you're gonna hear her say it. I'm not gonna steal her thunder, but My Shine, My Future, if you haven't downloaded that app, and you can see opportunities that you can see every week throughout the whole summer of activities you can participate. And so that's in addition to the activities that are happening in the public schools. This is not only the school district, it's the park district, it's multiple employers, it's multiple agencies, the libraries. It is a true partnership across the city so that students, you can develop a plan, you can have activities, you can feel safe. And so, again, everybody, what I want for all of you is, number one, I want you to know you will always be loved and supported here at CPS. I want you to have a safe summer. I want you to come back excited in the new school year. And it's August 22nd, so please keep that date in mind. August 22nd will be the first day of school. The summer will fly fast, but I want you to enjoy your summer. I want you to have activities. And with that, everybody, I'm going to bring up our amazing mayor, who, again, is our champion. She, every day, again, she always asks me, how are our students doing? How is our staff doing? Mayor, thank you for your leadership. Let's applaud our mayor, everybody.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great honor to be here with you. And I will tell you, I feel very emotional being here, and I'll share in a moment why that is. Today we're here to congratulate our CPS students and their families on another successful year. And we're also here to help our CPS students, families, and staff officially kick off summer by celebrating the last day of school and showcasing all of the exciting youth opportunities we have for young people to take advantage of while outside of the classroom this summer. You heard from CEO Martinez. You're going to hear from CPS Chief of Safety and Security, Jadine Chow. Welcome, Alderwoman Taylor. You're going to hear from Chief of College and Career Success, Megan Hogar. You heard from the Assistant Principal, and thank you, AP Rodriguez. And you're going to hear from one of your classmates, Yasmine Nelson, a student right here at Peace and Education School. I also want to thank the representatives of Jones Lang LaSalle that are here, as well as IUOE Local 399. Thank you so much for everything that you've done to help support the school and the students. This year marks an important milestone, not only in our COVID journey, but our efforts to wrap our arms around our young people like never before. I started this school year, as CEO Martinez said, visiting an option school. And for those of you who don't know, these are schools that welcome students from all walks of life and all kinds of backgrounds and give them that safety net, that opportunity to be in a safe and learning and nurturing environment, to recover from difficult situations, and importantly, to graduate. It was the first time in recent memory that a mayor and a CPS CEO opened the school year at an option school, but it was very important to me to make that statement because of the commitment that we are making to making sure our students, all of our students, regardless of what kind of school that they're in, have the support of the city, of the mayor, that make sure that you know we are here for you and we're going to always have your back. On that day, I also acknowledge the incredibly hard work it took to get our students back in the classroom in the first place in the midst of a pandemic. Some of you know I have fought night and day, tirelessly, to make sure that our students get back to in-person learning and connected to this learning because I know, and COVID-19 data showed, that school was the best and safest place for our students. As a result of that work, and the work of so many, we were able to start and end the school year with students back in the classroom, in person, full time, restoring their access to high quality instruction that meets their needs. As caring adults, we have a responsibility and an obligation to reach our young people where they are, especially those that are vulnerable and those that are in need. We've got to wrap our arms around them and ensure that they have the equal and unrestricted access to opportunities they need to reach their God-given potential. That's why today I am proud to close off the school year in the same way I helped kick it off, at Peace in Education, one of our option schools. And this time, to highlight the many incredible youth programs and initiatives we have in store for you this summer. Our young people need to be surrounded by positive, productive opportunities, safe opportunities, so that they can learn how to make good choices and be successful. And one such opportunity was provided by Jones Lang LaSalle. Their team worked with CPS and IUOE Local 399 to offer 18 CPS June 2022 graduates a paid trainee position with Jones Lang LaSalle. So thank you so much for that. The partnership is designed to promote diversity and provide graduates with access to a career path in engineering. The selected participants will work to complete the IUOE trainee program as operating engineers. And throughout the program, they will work side by side with a highly skilled JLL mentor, which is incredibly important. After completion of the program, the trainees will have earned an associate degree and have the option to pursue a bachelor's degree at reduced cost. I'm proud to share that 3 of the 18 students are here with us today. You heard me mention Yasmine Nelson, who you'll hear from shortly, as well as Richard Chacon and Jonathan Mathis. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And I hope that the other students that are here, but ones who hear about this opportunity, look to them to say, that can be me. I want to reach for that next ring. I want to make sure that I'm taking advantage of the opportunities that are put in front of me. Because, folks, I want you to know this. Sometimes it may not feel that way, but there's a whole village, not just in this school, but outside of these 4 walls, that is here to support you and make sure that you are successful in everything that you want to achieve. And I'm one of them. I want you to know that. So the other thing I want is to give you a way to contact me, because I want to hear about your success. So be ready. Send me an email and let me know what you're doing this summer. Send me an email and let me know how you're progressing and anything that I can do to be helpful to you. It's real easy. It's Lori.Lightfoot, Lightfoot, Lori.Lightfoot at cityofchicago.org. I want to hear from you, not only about what you're doing this summer, but what your dreams and your aspirations are and what we can do as a city to help you get there. Again, it's Lori.Lightfoot at cityofchicago.org. Now, I'm proud to share that these three of the 18 students I mentioned are here today, and I'd also like to thank Jones Lang, CPS, and IUOE Local 399 for working together on this unique opportunity, which will undoubtedly put more and more of our students on a path to success. and set the standard for how others can pour into the bright futures of our young people. What we have heard over and over again is, our young people this, our young people that. But what I want to urge people is, our young people are incredible. Our young people are smart and innovative and resilient and are achieving with great success because some individual in their life, whether it's a parent, a guardian, a loved one, a teacher, a principal, somebody reaches out to them and helps them along the path of life's journeys. The same thing that each of us got. We got help. We had somebody in our life that loved us and supported us, that helped us shape our values, that lifted us up when we fell, held us accountable to make sure that we were on the right path. But there was someone loving and supportive in each and every one of our lives, and we need to be that same force for good in the lives of our young people. Many of the opportunities that are available through One Summer Chicago will be 15,000 paid opportunities for young people, and hopefully you've taken advantage of that opportunity. As of June 8th, I'm excited to share that more than 21,000 applications for One Summer Chicago were sent in by CPS students at 594 schools, which is a great sign that more of our young people are looking to make their summer a productive one. Even more opportunities can be found at My Shy, My Future app. Now, I know all of you have phones. Take out your phones. Come on, take them out. I know you got them. I want you to go to your app store. And when you get to your app store, I want you to look for My Shy, My Future. And I want you to download that app. When you download that app, what you're going to find is literally hundreds of opportunities to do fun and productive things every week this summer and all year round. So if you want to do dance, if you want to do photography, you want to get into music, you want to do beats, there's an opportunity for you. And the thing that I want to make sure the adults in your life understand is make sure that our young people get connected to those opportunities. It does no good to have all these opportunities in the schools, in the parks, in the libraries, in social service organizations, if our young people are not connected to those opportunities. So I'm going to be a proselytizer everywhere I go, talking about My Shy, My Future app. Because right at your fingertips, young people, is a world of opportunity. In your neighborhood, across the city, there's ways in which you can connect and share with your buddies about what you want to do this summer. Don't ignore My Shy, My Future. Take advantage of the opportunity. And adults, caring individuals in these young people's lives, make sure that they're connected up, because there's something fun to do every night. And if you're a social service organization or an employer that wants to be connected up to young people in the city, you can upload your information as well. And we encourage you to do so. Let me just close by saying this. As I was listening to AP Rodriguez and CEO Martinez and looking out at the students that are here, of course it took me back to my days in high school. Now, I will tell you, I was one of those kids. I loved school. I loved learning. If I got a B, I felt like it was a failure. I was in every activity, president of my class, in the band, in the choir, pep club, in sports. But I had a lot of friends from my neighborhoods who were not like me. People that I'm still friends with to this day, 45 years away from high school graduation. And what I will tell you is that we learn a lot from each other. We learned a lot about life. They learned from my example, but I learned from theirs as well. And they taught me a lot of meaningful lessons about making sure that you stay connected. And as I become mayor of the city, the one thing that's very clear to me is that we haven't looked to you in the way that we should. We haven't provided you with the support and resources that you need to be successful. We started righting that wrong this year, and we're going to do more to make sure that no matter what school you're in, you're a CPS student, you're a child of this city, and we have an obligation to make sure that we are providing you with the support and resources that you need. I want you to know that we hear you, we see you, and we are doing everything that we can be as supportive as possible. Because if you succeed, we all succeed. If you are having struggles and challenges, that's a struggle and challenge for all of us. The one great lesson of COVID, and there are many, is that we have to be each other's bond. We are all connected. Our fate and our destinies are all intertwined together. I want you to hear that from me. Those aren't just words. It's something that I feel deeply in my heart. I want you to have the same opportunities that my 14-year-old has. She's got the world at her fingertips. But I also know that every single student in this city has carried a heavy burden these last 2 years in particular. Whatever your family circumstances are, I know that you need that extra bit of support and love and acknowledgement of your accomplishments, and that you exist, and that you feel pain, that you feel a lot of emotions as a result of what we've all been through over these last 2 years. But I want you to know that you have a place in the city, that the city is yours. You have a right to be anywhere in any space. And we want to support and love you and encourage you and be that wind beneath your wings so that when you pursue your passions, you're pursuing it with a whole village of people that are here to love and support you. That's what this moment means to me. And I hope you take something away from being here today, knowing that there's a whole village of adults that are here to be here for you, to be that support, to be that role model, to be that mentor, because we owe that to you as our city. We cannot be a great city if we're not making sure that we're looking out for our children. We cannot be a great city if we don't hear the cries and the pleas that you are making for more help, more support, more opportunities to be successful. So I just want to say, on behalf of a grateful city, I wish you much success this summer. Make a plan for yourself. Make sure that you're safe. Get engaged. Pursue your passions. Push yourself and dream big. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor Lightfoot. Thank you, CEO Martinez, AP Rodriguez, for having us here today. I want to say welcome. Hello, Ultimate Jeanette Taylor. Thank you for joining us today. Hello, everybody. I'm Jadine Chow. I'm the Chief of Safety and Security, and I have a question for you guys. What day is today? The last day of school. Okay, give yourself a big round of applause for that. All right, come on. Woo! All right. Now, you guys have heard the mayor and CEO Martinez talk about everyone needs to be connected to something this summer, be that a job, summer school, an activity, what have you. Take the mayor's advice. Please visit My Shy Mar Future. I'm going to be around after this event. If you are not connected to something this summer, please see me. We have jobs, we have activities. My colleague, Chief Megan Hogard, who's going to speak in a moment, we have something for you. So if you do not have anything, I want you walking out of here today with something. We will stay here until everyone who needs something has a job, what have you. That's my commitment today for those of you here today. So I want to start off by thanking, again, AP Rodriguez, all of our principals across Chicago Public Schools and our partners. I want to thank all of our teachers, our counselors, our school-based staff for making this another successful year. It was hard, but we did it. We can't do this without them, but most of all, students, we can't do it without you. Thank you for showing up every day, being your best selves, giving us your all so that you can pursue your dreams. It's been a successful school year. We're not done because we have to keep all of our young people safe 365 days a year. And so I'm just going to spend a few moments talking about what we have going on this summer. And again, these are some of the things I want you to think about. If you are not connected yet, let's get you connected. First of all, 365 days a year, what do we have? We have park programs. I'm happy to announce we're working with our partners at the Chicago Park District. So a lot of you, again, if you live near a park, they have a lot of things, not just for babies, not just for little kids. They have games, they have basketball leagues, they have other sports leagues, swimming events, things like that. We are announcing this year we are using our Safe Passage program. Some of you have heard about this. This is where we partner with community-based organizations to stand post. We're going to be partnering with the Chicago Park District this year to support our Safe Passage workers as they support our young people as they travel to these programs. We're very excited, and we had a rally last week, and the Safe Passage workers were really excited that they will be a part of that this summer. In addition, as stated a minute ago, our focus especially is supporting our young people who have additional dreams and supports of what they want to do, but maybe can't easily achieve them. And so I'm going to talk about a few of the opportunities that we have, again, available to many of you. Just come see me. This summer, we are offering jobs to our Choose to Change students. If you haven't heard of Choose to Change, I'm working with your principal, Principal Swenson, to make sure we're bringing this program to Peace and Ed. Choose to Change is a mentoring program which brings in behavioral supports as well as fun activities out of that program. What we've seen is our kids are safer, less involvement by 50% in the justice system, increased attendance, all these wonderful things. But on top of that, this summer, if you're in Choose to Change, you can have an opportunity at a job. Now, you might be saying, well, we don't have Choose to Change here at Peace and Ed. Well, I'm saying I'm going to front load you. So if you come to Choose to Change in the fall with us, let's talk about a job for you this summer with that programming. In addition, another new program that we're announcing, this is not necessarily going to affect you directly because you all are in school. You may have friends who are not in school. These are school-age young people who maybe just, for whatever reason, got disconnected. We want to get them back. If you have your friends, family members, neighbors, what have you, they're school-age young people who want to be reconnected. We are launching a new program. It's called Back to Our Future. The young people named the program. And essentially, this is a partnership with Mayor Lightfoot, City of Chicago, Governor Pritzker at the state, Illinois Department of Human Services, and several of our philanthropy partners. This program is going to connect 1,000 young people who are currently not in CPS, but who we want to be in CPS. So work with us, help us find these young people, and what we'll do is through our partners, through relentless outreach, we will help engage them. There's a paid component to it. There's supports to it. There's an academic component because we're a school district. All these things are all wrapped together. And then our goal from there is to get you back in school, get you not just to a diploma, because that's not the end game. Our end game is making sure, as you've heard earlier, that you can pursue the dreams that you've always dreamed of. That's what we want for your friends, we want for you, your neighbors, your relatives. If you know anyone like that, again, let's talk after this. We're looking forward to this partnership, and this is starting literally as we speak. So if you have friends who are in that, please reach out to me. The critical goal of this is to keep all of you safe. We're excited to be able to be here today to talk with you. But in closing, as we said, we can't do this alone. We need you young people to be with us, travel this journey with us. We care about you, we love you. I'm so grateful that we have a mayor who is so committed to this work. We hear from her a lot, and she means it. When she says email her, she means it, and she will read your email, okay? So take her up on that. I want to thank, I have an amazing CEO, an amazing Chief Education Officer, Bogdana Shukumbobo, who's over on the side over there, and we look forward. Does everybody know what day we're coming back to school? It's going to go real fast. August 22nd, okay? 22nd, remember that. But again, just 2 months away, but in the meantime, if you want something this summer and don't have it, let's talk. I'll hang out after this. And again, thank you for giving me the opportunity to take this moment today to share this information with you. Now, I'd like to turn it over to my colleague and friend, Chief Megan Hogard, who is the Chief of Office of College and Career Success. Thank you.
Thank you, Jadine. As Mayor Lightfoot shared, we have really significantly increased the number of students who have applied for One Summer Chicago this summer. I'm excited that over 10,000 new students from CPS applied this year, which is a huge amount. When I think about this partnership, that is so important to us, the work of the city and DFSS together with CPS is resulting in great outcomes for our students. I'm also excited to share the partnership with JLL and Local 399. This is an example of schools, industry, and the trades coming together to support opportunities for our students. If you ask any principal in the city, they will tell you that a strong engineer is a key to success in their school. They really are the heart of the school. They open the school, they make everything work. They're essential to the school. And who better to serve as the next generation of engineers in our schools than our students? Our students that we will introduce in a minute are also the heart of our schools. They're the reason we're here. And when we think about creating these opportunities to build family wealth building jobs, we need to see our students in all of those seats. As the CEO is discussing, it's not just about one opportunity. This college and career continuum is what we really seek for all of our students, to understand that, as Yasmine will share in a minute, she's going into a trainee program with JLL. She'll have her associate's degree paid for as part of the training, and then she'll have the opportunity as she goes to work and earns a significant wage to finish her bachelor's degree. That is what we seek for all of our young people, and having access to that opportunity. Before I bring up Yasmine, I wanted to do a special shout out to the school staff who are here. I know her counselor played a big role in creating these opportunities. I also see many of her teachers and the school staff here who made it possible for the students to access. That's what we're really talking about, is this partnership down to the school level, down to the community, to the family level. We need our students to see the possibility that we all see in them. I want to thank JLL and 399 again specifically for also seeing this greatness in our students. This project started with a phone call in what are the opportunities. Within less than a week, we had students and principals at the training center. We had staff members attending schools to do interviews on site. We had principals doing the application along with our career and technical staff with the students. And finally, I just heard that our students who were interviewed and offered these positions have already filled out their applications to start the training program. So I want to give a round of applause to everyone in the room who helped make this possible. And with that, I'm actually bringing up DFSS. I'm sorry, I don't have all the information correct. Frankie Shipman, come on up. Thank you. Sorry, they didn't tell me the difference.
Thank you, Chief Hogard, and thank you so much to Mayor Lightfoot for bringing us together today, and also for Mayor Lightfoot's continued support for our city's young people. My name is Frankie Shipman Amuo, and it is my honor and privilege to represent the Chicago Department of Family and Support Services as Managing Deputy Commissioner. With the end of another school year, we're excited to work with our partners to create a joyous summer for all youth. When you connect a young person to a job or a service opportunity, you're connecting them to community. These connections, these opportunities, make significant impacts on community safety and investment. This summer, there's no shortage of experiences and opportunities. In 2 weeks, our One Summer Chicago program will kick off. With over 15,000 opportunities, we're connecting young people between the ages of 14 and 24 to paid opportunities that will broaden horizons and build hard and soft skills. Those young people will be working in fields such as healthcare, media, technology, and the airport. They will be doing jobs such as summer coaching, being lifeguards, supporting their local libraries, and working in corporate environments. And for young people that have yet to find a summer activity, we have an opportunity 4 young people who are specifically focused on making a difference in their communities, the Chicago Youth Service Corps. It was designed in partnership with Mayor Lightfoot to strengthen the social fabric within communities by giving young people the chance to take on leadership roles through community service. Last year, youth were able to leverage their talents to address systemic racism, discover careers in health and medicine, and support other social innovation projects that target a range of issues critical to our city. This year, young people will earn $15 an hour as they develop civic leadership skills and make real impacts throughout the year. The program has been so successful that we are expanding it into a year-long program in 2022, thanks to Mayor Lightfoot's $29 million investment. Youth 16 to 24 can still apply to join the Chicago Youth Service Corps by going online to cysc.myshy.myfuture.org. This year, we're also expanding the youth-developed and youth-led Summer Kickback series. This is a chance for Chicago youth to take the lead through event planning and designing the community activities that allow their friends to kick back in safe and productive ways. These kickbacks were designed to empower youth to create teen-centered spaces in their communities, spaces built for youth by youth. Last year, teens worked with 15 community-based organizations to hold over 150 events that drew over 12,000 young people. The success of these events were so impactful to residents that we continued into the fall and winter breaks. This year, we're dedicating federal funds to enable these kickbacks year-round. All of these opportunities mentioned today can be found through the My Shy, My Future website and now on the My Shy, My Future app. With over 7,000 programs hosted by our incredible youth-based organizations across the city, young people can explore a wealth of opportunities right now by going on to that app. We thank Mayor Lightfoot and all of our partners for making youth development and community safety a top priority. We're excited to kick off our summer programming on July 5th, so make sure that you are accessing the My Shy, My Future app today. Thank you very much, and I would now like to invite to the podium Yasmine Nelson.
This opportunity means everything to me. I'm so glad to have been selected for this. To be a part of JLL is life-changing for me. I will be learning how to be an engineer and have a career that I'm not only excited about, but proud of. I will be surrounded by brilliant minds and mentored by people who started in the same position I have. I never would have thought I would come this far, but thanks to the support of my peers and teachers at Peace and Education, I know that I will succeed in this program. I will strive to be one of the best engineers I can be, and one day stand beside JL members and be what they are being to me. I'm so glad for this opportunity once again. Thank you.
All right, happy to take your comments, questions at this time.
And Mayor, before we go to the Q&A section, the assistant principal wanted the students to go outside and enjoy some snacks and drinks.
Okay, that's fine.
Assistant principal, if you want to let your students go, that's fine.
Yeah.
With that, we're going to be closing the speaking program. Teachers and staff, if you can please escort the students to the end of the year cookout. Students, please do not forget to look at the information for My Chai, My Future app on your way out.
All right, here we go.
Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. Reporters, 2 questions per reporters. We'll kick it off with Amy Jacobson.
Hi, good afternoon.
I'm just going to ask you to speak up a little bit.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
All right. I don't know if this question's for you or Pedro Martinez, but currently we have about 146 Chicago Public School students who have COVID, but yet today there's 2,786 healthy kids who are home, not allowed to attend graduations, another life experience that they can't get back. Whatever happened to Test to Stay, and what are the plans for next year?
So, as we know, COVID is still with us and still spreading. We saw, of course, our county went to high. The good news is it's nowhere near the levels we saw during the Christmas break, where we hit tens of thousands. We hit over 20,000 at our peak. We actually have now close to 40 schools that are Test to Stay from zero, as of the Christmas break. So we've been adding schools every year, every week actually. And what I see for the next school year is the majority of our schools being on a Test to Stay pilot. So we're putting in the systems in place now. Whenever we quarantine children, it really is always for the safety of those students. Most of them are very close contacts. Some of them even have the start of symptoms. So it really is. But remember, we reduced the quarantine period to 5 days, so they come back a lot faster. So for us, again, our goal for the new school year is going to be to continue to expand our Test to Stay. You'll see it even more schools. Like I said, we went from zero, literally now, to almost 40, and the systems are being put in place to put it at scale next year.
Wait, stay there, Mr. Martinez. If parents don't want their kids vaccinated or tested on a weekly basis, what rights do they have for next year?
Again, for us, we're going to do this based on health professionals, and I will always continue to work with families to answer their questions and concerns. I think for us, it's about giving them information, but what I want our parents to know, it's always in consultation, whether it's Dr. Awadi, her staff, we talk to them on a daily basis on everything that's happening across our city and in our schools, and we know right now that the data is really clear. The best protection we have against COVID, even right now with milder symptoms, is vaccinations. And we're encouraging now that we have children under 5 that are going to be able to get vaccinations. That's going to help a lot in our preschool programs. I'm also, frankly, I have an 11-year-old and an 8-year-old. I'm going to be getting them their boosters because now, they're getting at that point, almost that 6-month period since they were originally got their first vaccination shots. So again, I'm going to continue to encourage parents, please get your children vaccinated. It's the best way for us to minimize quarantine. It's the best way to keep the children in school in person. And as the mayor said, we know the data is clear. That is where they need to be. That's where they learn the best.
Mariano, Univision.
Señor Martínez, primero, en español, estamos ante un verano que también va a ser crucial para el distrito escolar. El verano pasado, en medio de la pandemia, se perdieron 10.000 estudiantes. Me pregunto cuál es la expectativa de matriculación para el próximo ciclo escolar.
Yeah, the question is, we've seen even through the pandemic, our district has struggled with enrollment. Last year alone was about 10,000 students, right? So what are our expectations for next year? So first of all, primero, quiero que sepan nuestros padres, estamos invirtiendo muchos fondos en todas nuestras escuelas. Todas las escuelas van a tener más apoyo, más soporte. First of all, I want our families to know, as we go into the new school year, we're investing at a record level in our schools. Over 1,600 additional, positions, including over almost 600 teachers. We have nurses, case managers. This is across our schools, foundational resources that have never existed. So, quiero que nuestros padres sepan que van a tener el apoyo del distrito y que vamos a trabajar con los padres para las preguntas que tienen de COVID, para que reciban apoyo con vacunas, para que reciban apoyo, vamos a tener todavía los exámenes de COVID. I want our parents to know, beyond the financial resources, we'll be there with them to answer their questions about COVID, giving them, we continue to have vaccination events throughout our city. We will continue to have safety procedures across our schools. And so again, we're going to be welcoming parents with open arms. Queremos que nuestros padres sepan que van a tener el apoyo y que vamos para el agosto 22 que pongan esa fecha para que sea el primer día de escuela. That I want them to have that date on their mind of August 22nd, but we'll be with them throughout the summer.
Mayor, the teachers union is asking for an agreement like the one.
I'm sorry, say it again.
The teachers union is asking for an agreement like the one you had last January regarding the COVID protocols. I know the district has already said that they are going to keep the protocols as they are right now, but the teachers want something in writing. Is there anything coming on that regard? Should we expect another conflict before school beginning?
Well, again, I'll defer to CEO Martinez and his team. My focus is real straightforward. Kids need to be in school, period. Period, full stop. We know what happened. I think about the time period of 2019. We had a 2-week teacher strike, and then a few months later, once we got kids back in school, COVID hit. And I know from my own daughter's experience, being completely disconnected from school, which is really the center of their social life, their social emotional development, not having access to extracurricular activities, and just the day-to-day back and forth that happens in classrooms, in hallways, with their peers in school was very detrimental to a lot of children across our city, not just in CPS, but in every school system here in Chicago. So I'm going to continue, frankly, to fight like hell to make sure that our kids are back in school. Now, our schools are safe. We've invested over $100 million in improvements to make sure that that is true. We will continue to make the necessary investments, classroom by classroom, to give parents the confidence that they can send their children back to school. We'll continue to follow the CDC guidelines, CDPH. You know, we obviously are on daily vigil watching what's happening here across the region and across the world. But we know, having been through the remote learning experience, that the best place, the safest place where our kids can be nurtured and nourished is in school. And so that really is my primary focus. I'd love the CTU to be a partner with us in that work. I would love that if that happened. But regardless of whether they're there or not, we are very clear in what our mission is, which is to keep our kids in school, in person, and to support our teachers, our staff, the principals, who have really shouldered a tremendous burden over these last 2 years. This is the first time in almost 2+ years where I think people feel like we've gotten back to some semblance of normal. Now, we know COVID's not gone and COVID's not over, because COVID's not over with us. But we are adjusting to what our new reality looks like, but a constant has to be our kids must be in school.
Sally, Fox 32.
Mayor, either of you can take this, but on that same note, is there a plan for negotiations with CTU over the summer to avoid that point that a lot of us CPS parents have been in before, where school is set to start and we're not quite sure if it's going to start on schedule as planned?
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to get ahead of things, but the lawyers for CPS, both inside and outside, are in constant contact with CTU. We were in constant contact with CTU when they decided to go out on an illegal strike for 4 days. There's always got to be dialogue. Even if we don't agree on every issue, there's got to be dialogue, and we're upholding our part of that bargain.
Sometimes. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
One more question for either of you. I understand that some teachers and school staff got layoff notices on Friday, and I think some yesterday. CTU asking why you're not using some of that COVID relief money that you have in store to avoid those.
Well, let me just make sure I correct one thing, and again, I'll defer to the CEO. Every year, teachers get layoff notices. What's different this year is every single teacher that got a layoff notice is guaranteed employment at CPS. Please make sure you include that in your story. We haven't cast people to the wind. Every year there's an adjustment right about this time, because obviously CPS believes that it's fair to make sure that teachers know what their employment is going to be in the next year, or if there's going to be a transition. But every single teacher who got a layoff notice is guaranteed employment within the district. That's critically important. That has not been in some of the rhetoric that you've heard. Every single teacher guaranteed an opportunity for employment.
I would ask, don't even use the word layoff, because you really are not getting laid off if you actually are guaranteed employment at your salary, at your benefits. What we have every year, of course, is because of enrollment declines, we do see that some schools, and by the way, these are decisions made by principals where they say, I don't have as many children for second grade, I need less second grade teachers. And so what we said this year, because we're hiring so many teachers, anywhere from over 1,500 teachers will be hiring this year, just based on normal retirements, normal turnover, everybody will have a job. And so that's why we felt very comfortable. And by the way, the number of teachers we share that they could be displaced would be about 250. It's actually lower than even last year. But I said, again, it's not a layoff. You will have a job. and we will make sure, and we're actually working hands-on with them, even as we speak right now, to make sure they see all the opportunities across our district, because we're doing so much hiring. Our hiring continues all the way through the end of July.
Thanks, CEO Martinez. Nader from Sun-Times.
CEO Martinez, last year going into the summer, one of the big pieces of CPS's plan for the summer was re-engaging students who weren't attending school, were sort of lost. Is that part of the plan this summer? Or are you looking to re-engage students who you've lost touch with over the past year?
Yeah, Nader, I mean, the good news is because we're ending the school year on a much stronger note this year. I mean, you can just feel the ambiance today. I mean, I hate to say it, right? Look, nobody's wearing masks. People are feeling much more comfortable. It is such a different feeling than the way we ended the school year last year. And so we definitely are still going to be doubling down our engagement efforts, because the good news is we have the systems in place. We have our partners. We have our different staff that are already geared up to do home visits, to be engaging students. The numbers are much more manageable. But I'll tell you, for me, and we're going to be repeating this, because our first day of school is earlier, August 22nd. You're going to be seeing messages from me to parents, on a regular basis throughout the summer, reminding them. But also, when we go engage students, it really is about, again, what are you doing this summer? Do you have a job? Do you have what engagement activities do you have? We have programs across almost 80-90% of our schools. Actually, 90% of our schools will have programs throughout the summer. And so for us, it really is, it's a different type of engagement, but also reminding them August 22nd is the first day of school.
Go.
I'm sorry.
Do you want to answer the last one? Oh, okay. This is for both. This next one. In the capital budget that came out last week, there's $50 million for a Chinatown High School, Chinatown, Bridgeport, and South Loop. What's the thinking behind that, and are you worried about neighboring schools in the surrounding communities losing enrollment, getting siphoned off from them?
Yeah, no, thank you for asking that question. So it is part of our proposed capital plan. So a couple of things I want to share on that. Number one, first of all, I want to thank our state legislators for passing that $50 million. It is very difficult for our district to find the resources to construct new schools. It is just very, usually we need help from TIF, we need help from state resources. So the $50 million is a big component. We would not build a school if we didn't see the need. So we did a very detailed needs analysis where we found, for example, over 2,400 high school students live in that area. We have the majority are Black and Asian students. Our Black students are traveling to over 90 different high schools. Think about that for a second. Over 90 different high schools, because they don't have a neighborhood high school. Our Asian students are traveling to less schools, but they're traveling the farthest. So they're going all the way west to Kelly. They're going to my alma mater, Benito Juarez, which, by the way, are already overcrowded. And then when we looked at the potential boundaries, minimal impact to schools in the south, minimal impact to the schools in the west. So in other words, the Tildens, the Phillips, we looked at those schools. Dunbar, single-digit percentage impact. The most impact was on Kelly and Benito Juarez, which again are overcrowded. And so for us, we would not do this if the need wasn't there, but I also want to commit to the community, and the mayor, again, she asks me about this all the time. There will be a second phase to our capital plan that we will bring later in the school year, where I want to invest particularly in neighborhoods across the city, North Lawndale. We're looking at Roseland, we're looking at Austin, so many different communities that I want to make a significant investment in those neighborhood schools, more to come, because we're already starting to have conversations with those communities. That will be a second phase of a capital that will be coming later this year. Sí. Ahorita en nuestro presupuesto para invertir en nuestros edificios, tenemos un plan para construir un nuevo high school que va a estar en el Near South, va a ser para las áreas de Chinatown, las áreas que están sur de Downtown, y lo que estamos mirando ahorita que es la necesidad. Tenemos más de 2,400 niños que viven allí en esa área, que están de edad de high school, pero no tienen una high school. Entonces nuestros niños, tenemos niños que están visitando más de 90 high schools porque no tienen una high school para ellos solos. Entonces tenemos ayuda del Estado que nos va a dar $50 millones para hacer este proyecto. Así que nosotros no somos escuelas, sino tenemos la ayuda que necesitamos de la ciudad, del Estado, y tenemos que ver la necesidad. Y es lo que estamos mirando. Ahorita los niños, tenemos niños que las escuelas están más infectadas, las escuelas de Kelly y Benito Juárez, que ya están de sobrepoblación. Ya no tienen el espacio a todos los niños que tienen que servir. Entonces esta escuela va a ayudar a esas dos escuelas también.
Thanks a lot, CEO Martinez. Mayor, thank you very much. That's a wrap, everyone. Have a great day.